Hi all. Today we are in Singapore. We will walk through the streets and I will tell you the story of Singapore like an economic miracle. So, Singapore is a city-state located on an island in Southeast Asia. After gaining independence from Malaysia in 1965, Singapore faced a number of challenges such as a lack of natural resources, limited territory, and a multi-ethnic population. However, through determination and strategic leadership, Singapore has been able to grow into one of the most prosperous and advanced economies in the world. At the beginning of its path to economic success, the Singapore government has taken a number of measures to attract foreign investment and develop an export-oriented economy. They created favorable conditions for business by imposing minimal taxes on corporations and eliminating the bureaucratic burden. In addition, they actively sought to attract foreign specialists and technologies. One of the key aspects of Singapore's success has been investment in education. The government developed a higher education system that provided quality education in order to prepare a workforce capable of competing internationally. The country has also heavily invested in research and development, building an innovation ecosystem. An important factor in Singapore's success is the effective management of the government and the fight against corruption. They have created a transparent and predictable system of law, as well as an effective system of governance. In addition, the Singapore government has invested heavily in the development of physical infrastructure, including ports, airports, and transport networks, which has contributed to the development of trade and attracting international investment. Singapore also sought to develop key industries such as electronics, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, tourism, and financial services. They set up special economic zones to attract international companies and stimulate the development of innovation and technology. As a result of these efforts, Singapore has achieved high rates of economic growth and well-being of its people. The country has become one of the largest financial centers in the world, the main port and the center of international trade. Political stability, a clear development vision, and the implementation of long-term strategies were important success factors for Singapore. It should also be noted that Singapore has invested significant efforts in the development of its human resources, infrastructure, and innovation. Singapore's economic miracle is an example of how a country with limited resources can achieve a high level of development through the right strategy, innovation, good governance, and investment in education and infrastructure. Who is a Kuan Yew? Kuan Yew 1923 to 2015 was a prominent politician and statesman who played a key role in the development and transformation of Singapore into a prosperous nation. He is one of the most respected and influential leaders in modern history. Kuan Yew was born on September 16, 1923 in Singapore, which at the time was a British colony. After being educated in England, he returned to Singapore and joined the political independence movement. In 1959, after the victory of his National Defence Party, People's Action Party, PAP in the elections, Kuan Yew became the first Prime Minister of Singapore. At the head of the government, Kuan Yew carried out reforms aimed at economic development and improving the lives of citizens. He has taken a number of steps to deal with the challenges Singapore has faced, including unemployment, corruption, and ethnic tensions. Kuan Yew introduced a strict system of laws and zero tolerance for corruption, which contributed to the creation of a clean and transparent government. One of the main achievements of Kuan Yew was the transformation of Singapore into one of the most developed economies in the world. Under his leadership, Singapore has become a hub for financial services, international trade, and innovation. It actively attracted foreign investment, developed an export-oriented economy, and invested in education and infrastructure. Thanks to these measures, Singapore has become one of the richest and most prosperous countries in the world. Kuan Yew was also known for his authoritarian style of government. He held the belief that a strict controlling government was necessary to ensure the stability and prosperity of the country. Some critics accused him of restricting political freedoms and violating human rights. However, his supporters note that it was thanks to his authoritarian regime that rapid and effective economic growth was achieved. Lee Kuan Yew ruled Singapore as Prime Minister for 31 years, from 1959 to 1990. After he stepped down as Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew remained a powerful political figurehead and advisor. He died on March 23, 2015, but his legacy of a prosperous and developed Singapore lives on and is an inspiration to many. What can you visit now in Singapore? Singapore offers many interesting and unique attractions for its visitors. Here are some of Singapore's most famous and popular attractions. Marina Bay. The iconic Marina Bay complex includes several impressive buildings, such as the Marina Bay Sands Hotel with its famous Sky Park viewpoint, as well as gardens on the bay and the Art Science Museum. Here you can enjoy stunning views of the city, visit luxurious shops and restaurants, as well as visit theaters and art exhibitions. Singapore Botanic Garden. The Singapore Botanic Garden is one of the most famous botanical gardens in the world and has been listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here you can enjoy the beauty and variety of plants, including the famous orchids. One of the main draws is the National Orchid, where you will find over 1,000 species of orchids. Gardens by the Bay. Gardens by the Bay is a huge park located in the heart of Singapore. It offers many themed gardens, walking paths, waterfalls, and scenic views. Especially famous is the Orchid Garden, where you can see more than 60,000 orchid plants of various species and varieties. Singapore Zoo. The Singapore Zoo is one of the best in the world and is known for its unique animal habitat concept. Here you can observe over 2,800 different species of animals, including pandas and elephants. A feature of the zoo is the opportunity to meet animals in a more natural and free environment. Big Merlin Wheel. The Big Merlin Wheel, also known as the Singapore Ferris Wheel, offers breathtaking views of the city and surrounding area. This is one of the tallest Ferris wheels in the world, and a trip on it is sure to leave an impression. Colonial Quarter. Singapore's Colonial Quarter features a number of historic buildings from the British colonial period. This includes City Hall, former Judicial Chamber, Raffles Colonial Hotel, and others. This area has a special atmosphere and reflects the historical heritage of Singapore. This is just a small overview of the sights of Singapore. The city offers many other interesting places, including rich cultural areas, restaurants with local cuisine, markets, and shopping centers. Modern Singapore is an innovative and cosmopolitan country that continues to be one of the most developed economies in the world. Here are some key aspects of contemporary Singapore. Economic development. Singapore continues to be a global financial and international trade center. It attracts many international companies and investments due to its favorable business environment, low taxes, strong legal system, and high-level infrastructure. Singapore is also actively developing innovative industries such as biotechnology, artificial intelligence, financial technology, fintech, and sustainable technology. Education and research. Singapore attaches great importance to education and investment in research. The Singapore education system is known for its high efficiency and effectiveness. Singapore universities are constantly ranked among the best educational institutions in the world. In addition, Singapore invests in research and development, encourages innovation, and creates innovation parks and centers. International multicultural environment. Singapore is a city-state with a multicultural population. It is home to various ethnic groups and cultures, which creates richness and diversity. Singapore promotes multicultural harmony and seeks to ensure that people of different nationalities, religions, and cultures live together in peace and harmony. Sustainability. Singapore attaches great importance to sustainable development and the preservation of the environment. It actively implements measures to save resources, manage waste, and protect nature. Singapore is also developing green technologies and infrastructure, including solar power plants and green urban spaces. Social protection and welfare. Singapore strives to provide a high level of welfare to its citizens. The social safety net includes healthcare, housing, education, and pensions. Singapore also offers various support programs for vulnerable people. Singapore remains a country that successfully combines economic prosperity, innovation, multicultural harmony, and sustainable development. These factors make it an interesting and important player in the international arena. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Subscribe and like if you like what I do. I'll see you soon.